So here's the thing about your AI avatars and the way that you actually believe people are gonna allow you to replace yourself or overdub your voice and still maintain some kind of sales. I know, it sounds stupid and funny, and it is. There are people out there who are selling you the idea that AI can actually replace you, and your business will actually do perfectly fine without you in it. Here's the interesting thing. If you're anything like me, and you probably are, you only buy things from people you trust, right? And when you see the AI voice videos, maybe it has some cute little hook for a video concept. Maybe it has some humorous, deliberate way of getting you to stop your scroll. Maybe it even has a little bit of claim of value. And yet, what is being said on top is obviously an AI generated voice. You, in the back of your head, using that little critic, that inner critic, is going to be tugging at your ear or at your glasses, or tapping you on the shoulder saying, this isn't real, absorb the info, leave the bullshit, and then walk away, back away slowly, so that you can take the information, but you're not going to trust them. You're not. We all live with this new world where all sorts of people are saying, AI can do this for you, AI can do that for you. And you know something? In some cases, AI is great. It can write a certain amount of your copy. And yet, you have to go back in and customize it and check it and proofread it to make sure that it's not sounding just like everybody else's. Why is this the case? Because AI is not a prognosticator of a future trend. All of the large language models out there are aggregators of what already exists. Therefore, there is nothing that they will give you that is unique like you. There is nothing that they can create that you have yet to discover about yourself. The interesting stuff that is put out there is continually put out there by people who are actually showing up live, who are actually, live or pre-recorded, whatever. I mean, this is pre-recorded, but this is me. And my voice, no matter how sonorous and lovely and eloquent, this is me. My ways that I breathe in between certain syllables, my pauses that I give, all of that stuff is the magic that contributes to me being actually here. I'm actually here, present, now, real time, wah. And what it is the trust coefficient that allows you to understand that I'm not pulling the wool over your eyes. I'm not trying to swindle you. I'm not trying to manipulate you. Am I trying to get you to believe what I believe? Yes. Why? Because I know that it's true. And I know that what I offer is actually the antidote to all of that crap out there. So when I see something out there that is trying to convince you that you need to replace yourself, a little red flag comes up, the critic tugging at my ear is, poking at my back saying, Paul, hello, and that compels me to come on here and explain this to you. So, what is this anyway? Real you, actual authentic you, when you learn how to harness your passion, needs to be brought forward, warts and all, screw ups and all. And yet, you want to take the concept of being authentic or being, the actual real you and rise to the level of authenticity plus. That's what I refer to it as. Because without that, you are going to remain bland. You are always not going to understand how to captivate people with your truth in ways that actually get them to stop and trust you and pay attention and want more. You can call it charisma, you can call it presence, you can call it authority. One of the things that comes with it, you can call it confidence. Confidence comes not by establishing your confidence first, but by actually developing the skills that transform what you are saying and how you are saying it into something that fills you with a newly born generative sense that you can be confident in yourself. Learning how to say the stuff that truly needs to be said without hedging and without trying to get people to like you for having said it in a nice way is what is required in order to develop your personal sense of pride in you and confidence that then you bring to the table a little bit more each time you do this. Okay, but Paul, how can I actually start feeling confident? Here's rule number one. Understand that you are where you are because of your experiences, and your experiences have given you information that if you say it honestly, you don't have to remember your lies, and you will be fine. Rule number two. Every time you post something, just plain post. And when you have something that's better, post the better version. You can always switch things out. You can always consider everything replaceable. In certain cases, it's necessary to replace your old content with something better. In a landing page video, in a funnel video, in some kind of training video. That stuff's important. But for the most part on social media, you don't have to worry about replacing it. The new, better one will be evidence that you've improved. So when people see you earlier, they will see the latter version that is better, and they'll say, hey, look, little Paulie, he's growing up, he's improving. Woohoo! Thumbs up. And they'll give you likes, hearts, and flowers. Okay, those are simple mindset shifts so that you can do this. The next step is to not care what anyone thinks about how you look or sound or behave. Starting improves your ability to do it. Then do it again and again and again and again. I know some of you think you can't start until you look right or you need a, facelift or a haircut or better makeup. No, we are living in a time now where on the social media, people want to see the real you. And it's okay for you to be a less than stellar version. There are times when you want to make something better, but you'll get better at that by trying when you're not so great and then pushing things into perspective and putting things in the right place. And all of that will be good. Thumbs up. Cool. The next thing I want you to understand is that you need to review what you're looking at, what you've created from this perspective. Do not beat yourself up. Do not. Do not argue with yourself and complain and judge yourself as a less than superior being because you look like crap, you screwed up, you made some mistakes, you got flustered, whatever it is. Do not do that to yourself. What do? You actually say the following thing to yourself. What are two simple things that I see in this video I just recorded that when I do it again, I will make it yet even better? I'm going to repeat that. What are two simple things I could change when I do this again that will make it yet even better? You need to be able to give yourself the props. And also, what that actually does is it allows you the mindset of looking at yourself kindly and not beating up the problems that you see, but seeing positive problem solving solutions, only two of them, that you can do relatively easily so that you can improve. Cool. So now we have covered mindset, we have covered taking action and recording, we have covered not deleting it, and because that's inherent in what I'm talking about. I don't need to say don't delete it, right? Okay, good. And we have then covered the process of reviewing and improving so that you can continue moving forward, because that's what's necessary. That's what's required. That will build your skills. Okay, here's the next thing I want to give you here. Being able to actually learn how to say stuff that truly matters takes a certain amount of practice and a certain amount of focus and a certain amount of following the exercises that people like me can give you in order to be able to parse, to examine, to investigate what it is that you're saying so that you can say the stuff that truly matters. Bearing that in mind, you want to make sure that you understand that you are moving toward making the thing non-verbose, non-tangential. You want to minimize the amount of crap that people have to listen to and keep it on the straight and narrow path so that you are saying stuff that they can actually pay attention to, take notes on, and do. By the way, you can pause this at any given moment and write down notes, or you can even use the concept as you have it in real time, as I'm delivering this, and work on a specific chunk of content. And then you can unpause and continue. Now, here's the other thing I want you to understand. And this is a big one. Ready? Everything is theater. Everything. Everything that you are doing, actually paying attention to, and ultimately presenting, in one way or another, is theatrical by nature. I'm not saying it's jazz hands, and I'm not saying that it's comedy or performance where you have to, be out there in front of the, audience with the lights and the sound and everything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when you see videos on YouTube, etc., you have some things that have a performative quality, and you also have some things that are just miraculous, brilliant, cool slices of life where when you see something like that, you say, that little slice of life is fantastic. I'm glad I saw that. I'm glad somebody captured that. And when you are delivering here, you're doing the same thing. The simple theatrical principles that you can unleash, that you can actually unlock in yourself, allow you to be able to deliver with a certain theatricality that can simply be considered an extension of confidence and authority and presence. And yes, even charisma. Those theatrical principles, when you learn them, will allow you to develop a sense that what you're saying makes the right people stop. And the last thing I'll say here is stop trying to get people to like you. Stop trying to get people to like what you're saying. Say what they need to hear. Don't try to dumb it down or dilute the harsh concepts. Actually say what needs to be said, what you know people need to hear. You know the difference between when you're trying to make it dumbed down and simplistic and soft. There are times and places for that. I get it. When your spouse is mad at you, you want to actually figure out how to make the tone a loving gesture that disarms and drops the tension level. But with all of this content on social media, you don't need to worry about that. You don't. Why? Because there are too many business quote unquote specialists out there. I've been using a lot of quotation marks in this, haven't I? Business specialists. There's a lot of them out there who are trying to convince you that what you should do is speak to people like they are in third grade and speak to people in simplistic terms and also not ruffle feathers. If you've been in any corporate situation in your life, you know that that sucked because you always had to play by someone else's rules. And now you're on the social media where you have an opportunity to liberate yourself from that. Nobody out here wants to hear crap that sounds exactly like everybody else's. The only stuff that's going to attract people is actually the stuff that's being said, unlike everybody else, with a certain spicy, opinionated, potentially even controversial slant on things that needs to be said. I pay attention. I see your posts out there. And when I see stuff that's playing it safe, I scroll right by and I shake my head and I feel bad for people like that because they don't understand the power of a liberated sense of what it means. In a lot of my videos, I curse. Yeah, I like to swear like a pirate. I believe in that stuff. I believe in the power of free speech. But I don't have to. I'm not swearing in this one. Not necessarily. Did I swear at all in the beginning? I don't think so. When you actually say what needs to be said, you get to tell people things like this. when you say all of the standard, conservative, normalized, scripted, templated bullshit, you will bore most people to tears because you end up sounding exactly like everybody else, and it will get you and any potential clients absolutely nowhere because they're not going to become real clients. Just like the AI thing that I mentioned at the beginning of this. Your authenticity, when heightened to the level of a focused authenticity plus, raising the bar on authenticity, your authenticity plus is your golden key, not only to doing what you want to do the way you want to do it, but it also ends up giving you the power to be able to say the stuff in your life with your loved ones, with your kith and kin, your friends and your family, who will then start to see a change in the way you're behaving, the way your attitude is, the way you explain things, and the little ones in your family will actually pay attention and look up to you and see that they have that possibility in their lives as well. So you become a beacon of truth for all sorts of people in your life who have nothing necessarily to do with like paying clients. They just have to do with people for whom you truly make a big difference. Your paying clients will also thank you. And the people who are paying attention to you, who are on the fence, will stop being on the fence because they will have been convinced by your ability to actually say what needs to be said so that they can actually learn how to do the same with what you're offering them. That's kind of this in a nutshell. I hope this makes sense. Reach out to me because I want you to use this information. I want you to take this and start to practice it. You don't need to sign up for anything, although I have plenty to offer when you do join me, even for $7 or for one of my free occasional master classes. When you learn this, you can then join me in my various programs, and I can give you what I have designed, what I have constructed to be able to move you forward in an accelerated, powerful, focused way. I've been doing this. I've been teaching people how to get out of their own way and say exactly what they mean since 1987. I've been teaching people how to do this that long. Yeah, I'm a little bit older than you, maybe. This is the key. This is what I study. This is what I believe. This is what I research. And this is what I have codified into my programs. You can comment below. I read comments. I follow up with you. And when you want what this is, I know I can get you there because I've actually been, well, I'm pretty sure I can get you there. I don't know you. Maybe you're my kryptonite, but probably not because I have trained thousands of people over many decades to be able to do this. You can visit my site. It's in the links down below in the description, wherever it is on my profile. I just want you to become the solution to all of that scripted, templated crap out there that most people are claiming is going to be able to work for you and with AI even replace you. But it's not. There ain't a single editor in the world that can save you from yourself when you're doing a live streamed webinar or you're going out on stage and speaking to people. You have to learn how to bring it from the depths of your soul, and you have to be able to develop the practices and the principles and the skills that I've just laid out for you in a simplistic fashion here. Chew on that for a while. Get back to me. Ask me questions. And find all of my resources and use them, please. Don't be like anyone else. You weren't born to be some version of another person. You showed up on the planet in order to find your uniqueness. Let it rip. See you later.